Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel, and today we're going to do my top 10 favorite video games of all time. Now, I'm only 29 years old, but let me tell you, I grew up in the golden age, I guess you could say, of video games during the NES and Super NES era. So we're going to just jump right in here, and if I have to do a second part of the video, I will. Number 10. Resident Evil 4 of the PS2. I first encountered this with a, believe it or not, I had the strategy guide. If you guys don't know what a strategy guide is, it's like a book that describes what you should do or whatnot. I had already beaten the game, but, you know, I was very impressed with the controls and with the upgrading system of the weapons on the game. That was what drew me to it. Plus, the storyline was great. It was well written, well designed, first time ever, like over the shoulder third person view, and it was real good. Great puzzles and everything. Number 9 is a very little known game known as Allied General for the PS1. Now, I got this at a Dillon's, which is a food supermarket. At the time, they had games you could rent, and they were getting rid of all their stuff because they were getting rid of all their games. And I came across it. It's a strategy game of World War II, from when the British were first fighting the Italians to the Allies getting all the way to Berlin. You know, you could even be in the Soviet Union and have the armies. And I still play it to this day on my PS1. It's very robust. 1996 it came out. And it's just, it requires a little bit of imagination, but still. Number 8, Dragon Ball Xenoverse for the Xbox One. In my opinion, the most well-done game of Dragon Ball in history. Because I grew up with the franchise, with the Dragon Ball Z, with Bruce Falconer doing the music and whatnot. And I was very, impressed. What drew me to the game was you could be your own species. I'd be being a Saiyan for the first time. Number 7, Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon for the PS2. This game was the first true Gundam game for us Gundam fans. It's big mechas. You could choose from a bunch. From the RX-78 to the Agai, and even Gelgog, or even Charge Zaku if you unlocked it during single player, and even in multiplayer if you typed in Amuro, you could be like the Gundam, or you could be like a Mobile Armor if you typed in Lolia. It was just very well done and very combat-wise. It was very good. Number 6, Dragon Ball Z Budokai for the PS2. For me, it was the first Dragon Ball Z game I had ever owned. And at the time, we were in the so watching the TV show was the Buu Saga, and the whole graphics for that era was just great. When Goku transformed to a Super Saiyan for the first time, to go on defeating Cell, which I thought the whole music of the game is really what got me pumped for it, especially with the DBZ Challenger music. You can go on YouTube and find out what that music's like. And I love the fighting styles. My first fighting game that I truly fell in love with. We have less than a minute left, so I'll go to number 5. Gundam Dynasty Warriors 3 for the Xbox 360. My favorite Gundam game of all time. You could be Wing Zero, you could be Heavy Arms, you could be Tolgeese 3, you could be Amuro, you could be Hiro Yui, you could be just about anyone, and run around and just, it was like Dynasty Warriors but with Gundams. The first 2 were okay. First one I hated because it was too hard. The third one toned down the difficulty. And yeah, this is the first 6, so I'll make a second video. Please subscribe, and I'll be back.